What's up, y'all? Y'all go ahead and tap that screen. I told y'all today we're gonna leave the manosphere alone today, and we're gonna talk to people on why they think Trump is the best option. And we're gonna try to just have a chill live today. So we'll see. All right. Blacks for Trump. Black folks for Trump. It's going to be a very interesting live. I can't wait to see what people got to say. I honestly can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to see what they, why. Like, why is there an allegiance to, of black folks voting for Trump? Give me a second. Let me talk to light. Much better. So, what you mean? I got to hear what? I got to hear what talk. What do I have to hear? That stimulus check made some of these blacks go crazy. Oh, no audio? My bad. Let me see. Audio. Oh, wait, what about now? My bad. I think you should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Let's see, what about now? Takaru, can you hear me now? Should be able to hear me. Let's see who is problematic. God, I think we got 187 people in here already. Y'all keep tapping the screen. Y'all keep tapping the screen. Still no audio. That's crazy. I don't know. I have no idea because it's saying it's working. I don't know what to do. Oh, now you hear me? Okay, cool. All right, good. Why did you say block? Why did you say block me? Miss whatever your name is. Oh, it was on your end. All right, just like Trump. You said block you. Okay. The heck, I'm trying to drink with the cap still on. So black people on TikTok, I'm not gonna be mean. I promise I'm not gonna be mean. I just want to have a civil discussion about, why y'all saying this Trump. Y'all that's saying Trump, let's go. Just come educate a young brother on, why I should vote for Trump as a black man. The cool reviews. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you black? Just come tell me why I should vote. Who is Mike TV? Talker. I never heard of Mike TV. I never heard of Mike TV. So what is he? Vote for you. Okay. Well, I mean, the point is for black folks to educate me on why I should vote for Trump. Like, what is good about Trump as a black person? Okay, block me. I like that's what? Oh, it's like a cult following here. He's a I never heard of him. I'll look him up. Stop feuding wars, peace according to income. What? Stop funding wars, peace accords, income. What are you talking about? No, educate yourself. You need to be informed. Well, then come inform me. What the heck? I'm over here being nice. I'm asking a question. I'm not even saying you can't vote for Trump. I'm asking a question. Go ahead, Duke. How you doing?
David, how are you?
Pretty good.
I think you should clarify your topic's headline because it might give a vibe that you are supporting Trump.
No, it shouldn't, because if I say blacks for Trump and then I say why, I'm asking the question, why are the blacks for Trump? They know what's going on here.
That's why you're getting those kind of comments. Anti-Trump people are coming in, you know. But for me, Trump is a no-brainer. I don't want Trump.
I don't think those people. I don't think people are that stupid. I think the people who come in here giving me those bad vibes are people that are intellectually stupid. So if they are blocking me because I have it written like that, that's their fault. I don't care.
Let me correct you. I don't think it's intellectually stupid, but I would say intellectual disingenuous or dishonest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to call them stupid, but I'd say intellectually dishonest, because you literally know what the truth is and you're blinding yourself.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, if they, they know what's going on. If I have blacks for Trumps in parentheses, and then I have the question of why, they know that I'm literally not for blacks for Trump.
Yep, I mean, both. I mean, politics has always been about choosing the lesser evil. I am not particularly really fond of the Democrats, but I look at both and I say, you know what, I'll choose the lesser evil.
And you believe Kamala is the lesser evil, right?
Yes, Kamala is the lesser evil, because I think her record is straight. She's the law and Trump is the criminal. So she's going to make politics come straight from now on. No more of the reality show. No more of the thuggery, blonde-headed thuggery. So we're not going to deal with Trump for a long time. And thank God he's getting old, because the guy has the power. The guy has power. No denying that. I mean, he's very, very charismatic. It's like he holds the entire party on his own hands. That's spectacular, I think.
Yeah, the Republican Party is not the Republican Party no more. It's the Trump Party. Yeah,
exactly. So one man with such influence, gotta be a devil or something. I mean, honestly, the influence he has is amazing. Just one single man with his charisma. I think he's the old school people. I don't know, but I can't. He's just one man in his own league, you know. But hopefully, it doesn't rub off on his son, who is the youngest son, who is like a Trump, I think.
What you say, problem?
I said no, Diddy. He said hopefully he doesn't rub off on his son.
No, I mean, transfer his narcissism to Trump. I don't want another Trump. Trump should be a reality star. I used to like him when he was on The Apprentice. I still like him as a star, because I can never stop watching him. You know, I can't stop watching him. He will go in a press conference and he will just go on and on. He answers questions brilliantly, because he uses his brain. He's articulate, you know. So he doesn't sweat. He doesn't care about anything other than himself. So, of course, he's very charismatic. It's very tough to outdo him. But hopefully, things are getting lined up very well. So we'll see. I'm surprised that Kamala is this. Is such a movement. I was surprised, because she didn't have this movement when she was running for the primary.
What? Wait, she didn't have what now?
Movement, the energy movement. People are behind her, you know.
Oh yeah.
Energy. Yeah, there's an energy behind her. When she was doing primary, she was like a nobody. She was very low key. But now I think she has a good chance, because
there's nobody running against her. That's kind of how it happens when you circumnavigate the primaries.
Yeah, but exactly. She got lucky. I would say she got lucky, because, she didn't exactly do anything illegally, because she was the vice president and the president ticket resigned. So obviously, and then, the delegation.
They waited to resign until after the primary season had passed. So that's not really luck. That's kind of manipulation, but, whatever.
You could call it manipulation, luck. I think it's the same thing, because things are happening according to how it should be, because that's why vice president are there.
You said, wait. I'm confused. You said things are happening according to the way it should be. What are you speaking to?
So what I mean is in a maybe in a spiritual way, God's way, things are aligning. because I think the peak of Trump's popularity was when he got shot, and that was his peak. He can never
Why do you think?
go
Why do you think that? One thing about us in America is that, like, we have this sensationalized thing of God, when a lot of that takes place in the Middle East, and we like to center ourselves. So when we're saying it's God's way, what are you referring to? That this is the way God
So
ordained
okay,
it?
so what I mean is, like, like how things are not working for him. Like, everything is going wrong for him. Trump has not won since Biden went down and resigned. So he's basically going worse and worse. And this is something new for me. And to look at Trump, because I always look at the media and he always wins. He always wins. He throws one word and then it's being used like you can't believe it. So now things are being turned against him now. So the vice ticket guy, Tim from Minnesota, came in and he called him weird, and suddenly the word goes viral. That's unheard of. That used to be his power.
Trump, the only thing that's going to make Trump lose is himself.
Yeah.
Because he keeps shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like things, he's reached his peak. So all he's going to do is go down now. And he's going to shoot at himself. Like, he's going to go down.
Yeah, I mean, every time he opens his mouth recently, he just makes himself look worse. Worse and worse every time.
I mean, yeah, I can agree to that. I don't know how the Democratic Party manipulating the primary season has anything to do with that. But sure, fair enough.
But there's no manipulation. You're saying like
there's absolutely manipulation, because any other time you have several Democratic nominees that run off in the primaries, right? But if you skip that because nobody ever runs against an incumbent president, if you skip that and then wait until after it's too late, and then he drops out of the race and you default to the vice president, yes, you have perverted and manipulated the democratic process by manipulating the timeline.
Okay,
let's not act like that didn't happen.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, in 1963, when President Kennedy was unalived, and then Ford, who was very, very unlikable and very, very the worst person, politically.
Biden was not unalive.
Hold on.
No,
Let me finish. Because I'm not gonna play your game. So here's what it is. So in 1963, John F. Kennedy was assassinated.
Feel free.
John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and Ford became president because he was the vice president. Why don't you say, oh, wait a minute, we didn't elect Ford, we should have, this is manipulation. Why wasn't that said?
I'm sorry, was Joe Biden unalived?
But he resigned.
Was he, yes or no?
No, but he resigned. What the fuck are you talking about? So that means incapacitated. It's the same as dying, I think. You can't do it.
Mid-election time and getting unalive are so fucking different that it is insane that you would even. I can't do this.
Yes, you can do that, and you don't have to use the F word to sound eloquent. Okay.
I'm not trying to sound eloquent. I'm frustrated at how fucking dumb you are.
Okay, again, the F word. I mean, try to communicate without using the F word. So anyway, for me, it's like I don't have any beef in this war. I'm happy the way things are aligning, and Trump is going to go down, and hopefully Kamala wins in a landslide. Like, I don't want like 50, 49. I don't want that. I want like 54, 46, something like that. So that's it. I'm done. Thank you, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you for coming up, man. You have a good one. Wow. Listen, yo, Nick, I'm warning you right now. It says blacks for Trump. If you're, because I'm looking at your profile picture, you're not black. So if you come up here saying something stupid, I do hope I'm catching you in 4K, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and accept you up, brother. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I was just wanting to address some of the topics that previous guy was talking about. Made no sense to me, but since it's offensive for me to be on this live, I guess I just go ahead and head off.
That's not what I was saying. Usually when I get a person and it's addressed to black people specifically, you'll have a white person come in and try to tell us how we should vote and how we do that. So I was making it be known that please don't be one of those type of guys.
Ain't that way in the least bit. I feel like everybody should have their own opinion and how to vote. Nobody should sway one another.
I appreciate it. So what were you wanting to address what the last guy said? Go ahead.
Trump ain't gonna lose it all.
Trump ain't gonna lose it all. You don't think he's losing right now?
They said he was losing against Clinton. Did he lose?
Wait, what?
They said he was losing in the polls against Clinton. Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
Did he lose?
But Tom, I'm talking as of right now with everything him saying. Are you not saying that Trump right now is shooting himself in the foot? Because that's exactly what he's doing.
But how is he shooting himself in the foot?
Because he's saying he's going online and he's not reading the room. I mean, he's going to these public platforms, he's not reading the room. And every time he opens his mouth, he's saying something completely inaccurate, and we're catching him in lies. Okay,
What's
so
he said that was inaccurate?
have you been paying attention to everything he's been saying? Are you saying that he was factual in a lot of things that he was saying?
Like the inflation, like the housing prices, like the interest rates. Yeah, I've been paying attention.
Okay, so when he went on, never mind, because it'll be too much information with it, and I'm not even going to explain it.
I can withhold information.
It's okay. Because I'm literally saying that Trump, every time he opens his mouth, he's making himself look dumb.
I'm no dumb white guy. I can hold my own in a debate.
All right, go ahead, problem. I'm gonna hold this one out because I'm not trying to get up there.
Here's what I will say about what you're saying. While that makes sense to normal people, I don't think it matters for the constituents that plan on voting for Trump. So there's nothing he can keep making himself look and sound stupid. It does not matter. So I don't think that really affects anything one way or the other for him. The people who are going to vote for him, they're going to vote for him. Doesn't matter. Like we know, like that's sometimes why I do not always understand some of these conversations, because I'm like, this man has literally been found guilty of felonies and they don't care. This man, we all know that he inspired a whole ass insurrection on January 6th. They don't care. So it's like, the idea that we're somehow going to take this moral high ground and keep trying to point out his lies, his deceptive behavior, his, xenophobic and racist comments, none of that shit matters to these people. So it's like you're wasting your breath. You can't appeal to a moral authority when those people have no morality.
You're exactly right when you say it like that. I wanted to, stand a point on what you were saying. So with that being the case, if you're going to look at morality, you can't make the statement based off of Donald Trump without basing it off of Joe Biden and his campaign. But it goes both ways. Is what I'm trying to say. I ain't trying to say one or the other is a lesser of two evils. They both are. But what I am saying is, when you look at how it's being approached, they wrote Trump off for the same felony 34 times, but yet they have withheld information since 2021 when the investigation into Biden took place. And they're only charging him with one felony. Did you see the most recent, news article about his $34 million with overseas business dealings that were fraudulent? Why have they not pressed that against Biden yet? Why did they only press the single felony they found 34 times on Donald Trump?
House GOP accuses Biden of impeachable conduct with no direct evidence.
It's direct evidence. It's been proven by the FBI that there was $34 million of overseas dealings with the Biden family.
So I'm reading. We have no direct. So you're saying the CIA proved it, but
the FBI, not the CIA.
The FBI approved it. Found it.
Yeah, the FBI found it after the Republican, committee. They went and they opened an investigation independently. Mm-hmm. They proved the information to be legitimate. The FBI found the information to be legitimate as well after the Republican committee came forward with it.
So if I go to the FBI right now, I can pull that up, because I'm only showing these news articles that literally say that without finding any direct evidence, he was involved.
You think they're going to let somebody release pressing matters on the current president when they said that, oh yeah, anybody who's in office can be.
So now it's a cop out statement because he was the current president.
That's what it's been this whole time until Trump started to transpire.
It's a cop out. It's a cop out statement because now. Go ahead.
But it's just funny how whenever Trump comes forward and he tries to do his piece, he's a felon and a bad guy because he opposes the Democratic Party.
But he is a bad guy, and he is a felon.
It's the Biden administration and the whole Democratic Party.
Okay, all of them are trash.
There you go. So why is Trump the only one that's being prosecuted?
Because it's the fact of everything that when he's lying, when he gets on stage and he literally lied. So every time we have a discussion, so okay, give me a reason. Okay, so I'll put it like this: Why is Trump the better choice than Kamala?
Well, because Trump, he'll actually tell you what's happening at face value. He's not going to hide. He's not going to recess.
Trump literally lied to y'all face. He lied to y'all about the amount of funding, the debt. He lied to y'all on national television in the debates. And it was actually proven that the Democratic Party under Biden spent less money and y'all didn't care. He will lie to you in your face and y'all will still, vote for him. So when you're saying that he will tell you what's going on, that's not the case. Trump will say anything to win. And that's the job of a politician. That's really the job, but I'm just saying.
With that being said, yes, it is the job of a politician to win. But nevertheless, you have to look at it as in what dilemmas has Biden faced in his presidency, yet Trump overcame COVID like it was no blow.
It wasn't all just Trump.
Don't act like Trump blew past COVID like it was nothing because he fucked that whole thing up. Come on.
Let's take a step back there. Okay, so when you look at it as far as the financial state of the government, our interest rates are soaring. Our grocery price soaring, our fuel price soaring, our home prices are soaring. Everything.
What do you think that's due to?
What does it do to? Tell me.
No, you're the one who stated it, so I'm asking you what that isn't. If you brought it up? So now I'm asking you, explain the root cause of this inflation that you're talking about. You brought this up, so explain it.
Let's just say, in theory, you
let's not say in theory. You brought it up, so explain the point.
This is from poor economic decisions on a party.
Okay, that's the vaguest fucking statement. What poor decisions by which? Be specific. If you're going to use these things as arguments, be thorough. Explain.
You want specifics?
Yes, you introduced it. Be specific.
All day. These pointless bills that are just obviously money laundering schemes. One. Number two.
Explain a bill and how it was a money laundering process. Explain what?
Well, okay, so the Save the Bumblebees initiative in California that cost $3 billion somehow, and yet nobody got to see any of the funds allocated. Where did that money go? Just last month. Yeah. Okay, so there's another thing.
Wait. No. Hold on. You're talking about inflation. So let's suppose that this is real, because I'm going to hope Shannon's going to try to fact check this in real time. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that this Save the Bees that cost $3 billion bill that just passed last month, let's assume that's real. How would a bill that just got passed last month affect inflation that's been increasing for years at this point?
But it's a
Is it a retroactive bill? Does it work retroactively and go back in time? Is that a bill that works back in time?
No. What I'm saying is
give me a bill that has been passed 4 years ago at the start of Biden's administration that has caused the inflation. That's what I asked you. You introduced this idea that this party has been passing bad policy and bills that have caused the inflation. So I'm asking you to explain how and give specific examples.
Well, for instance, you look at the Build Back Better program. What have we gotten to see out of that? Can you give me an example out of what has actually?
I'm asking you for examples when you're supposed to be giving an example of how inflation has occurred as a result of Democratic policy.
in the end, the Democratic policy that was the Build
Just say
Back
you don't know,
Better
bro. Come on.
program,
Just
it
stop.
cost.
Just say
okay,
you
it
don't
cost-
know.
oh,
You
no,
clearly
no, I'm
don't
giving
fucking
you
know.
information. I'm giving you information right now, and you just don't want to hear
You're
it.
not. You're asking me questions and dancing
No,
around the subject
I
to
just,
avoid
no,
saying
I'm
anything
trying
of
to-
substance because you don't fucking know.
okay, of substance. Here you go. $2.2 trillion is what the Build Back Better program cost, and yet we have not seen nothing out of it. In the very end, that's what it cost, and what have we seen out of it? Nothing. That's what we've seen out of it.
And how does that affect inflation?
That in fact that affects inflation all around the board. When you look at
How? Explain how.
they're printing more money to solve these bills.
Jesus
Are you
Christ. You
ignorant?
don't know shit about fucking economics.
Oh, and you do? Give me an example of what I said was false. So printing bills.
All right, look, if you want to let him back up, you can. But what I hate is when people come up here and I swear to God, like,
No, I told you have free range.
okay, like you can't tell me that the Democrats have caused inflation and then keep dancing around the subject and bring up his example. He brought up a bill from last month. I'm like, if inflation's been occurring for years, how did a bill that got passed last month have shit to do with it?
And I'm looking for
Like,
this
that's what
bill.
I'm saying.
It's
Like,
called,
it's such disingenuous attempts. It's why did I drop him? Are you listening to the fucking conversation? This is, you know what?
because that's
I'm gonna take a deep breath. because I'm
he,
about to get annoyed.
he wants to come up too, but he's probably gonna say the same. I'm looking for this bill. Trillion bees, earth beekeeping. I'm looking for it. But then again, like that's a valid question. If it was just this month, how did it add more onto inflation? It's an ongoing problem.
Well, so if you read the bill carefully, there is a flux capacitor in section 2, and that flux capacitor allows the bill to travel through time and retroactively cause inflation. Now, he can't explain how it causes this inflation, but the flux capacitor is the key to this bill traveling through time.
Oh shit. Oh, Operation Warp Speed. Oh man, Lord, that is hilarious. Oh man, okay, this guy is definitely not gonna be sent a request, so I don't know what's going on. I'm surprised more black people don't want to come. Hey, y'all tap the screen. Y'all go ahead and share the live, tap the screen. We're gonna try to get some more engagement, man, because this is gonna be a very, very interesting live. Very much so. All right, brother. Your connection is either trash or trash, so it's not letting you come up. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you. I'll try again. Maybe you're not in here. Yeah, I think he left. All righty. All right. Any black folks? Again, this live is for you. Hey, hey, Indiana, how you doing? Any black folks? TikTok. Anybody? The goal is for y'all to convince us or me why Trump is the better choice for black folks. That's it. And I would love for y'all to say, why, you think Trump is the better choice without bringing up Kamala. Just give me examples on what make Trump the better choice, because y'all love to say, well, look at Kamala. But then you can say all that you want, but you don't give me any good reasons to vote for Trump as a black person.
I mean, that's kind of the fucking funny part, right? Is neither of these pieces of shit has anything of value to say. They both say we're better than the other person. I mean, Jesus Christ, the state of politics is fucking sad when that's most of their arguments.
Mm-hmm.
Like the nerve of Harris actually saying on stage to the Palestinian protesters, well, do you want Trump to win? Just say that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, y'all are sad.
That was hilarious. How you doing, Miss Danny? Donnie. Danny? Danny? Okay, how you doing?
Fine, how you doing?
Pretty good. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm voting for Trump because I want some more ED money.
You said what?
Because I want some more ED money. I just came up here messing with y'all. I always watch your lives. I love your lives. I'm always in your comments. You know damn well I ain't voting for that goddamn cheating ball. Trump don't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
I'm not gonna lie, you scared me. You scared me. I was scared.
Yeah. No. But I'm enjoying the live, and I'm enjoying your friend up here because he getting their ass together.
Hey,
That guy didn't know what he was talking about. It's crazy the mega people though, because it's like they under some type of spell.
it's a cult. I don't care what nobody says. It's a
Yeah,
cult.
it's like a spell. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't care nothing about what he's done. Haven't done. He like, oh, they only found only one felony on him. No, he's been accused of 34. He's the SA people and all kind of stuff. And y'all just whatever.
They just,
you know?
it's like they just see it and they go, we don't see it. I'll be
But
like,
you know,
what?
the craziest thing too is like if you really listen to Trump, like he really on that dictatorship type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when he was talking about I need the Christian people to get out and vote for me. You know what I'm saying? You're only gonna have to do it one time. You're only gonna have to do
That was
it one
crazy.
time.
That was crazy. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
Hold on, real
that's a
quick.
dog whistle to like, you know.
Real quick.
Hold up, Dan. Go ahead.
Danny, can I? And this is honestly for anybody who believes that that's what he really meant. Because like, I don't like Trump at all. But like, can we? I feel, and maybe I'm the one who's wrong here. I feel like we're kind of playing with that wording a bit. I feel like, truthfully, if we're being honest, what he meant is that he can't run. Like, if he wins, he's not eligible to run ever again. Right? This would be his second presidency. He's not eligible to run ever again. So what he's saying is, after he wins, he doesn't give a shit who's in charge of this country because he doesn't fucking care. So that's why he's saying you won't have to do it again, because if they're not voting for him, he could give a fuck less, right? So I don't believe that this was an implication to some sort of dictatorship and him ruling the country for the next, he's like 90 fucking years old. Like, how long can he really rule the country?
Or put it like this. He wins, right? But he does Project 2025. And he puts Republicans in every position so that we'll never have another Democratic president again, because he has made so many moves, not understand how the fuck our government works. Somehow he passes all that shit.
Right, hello, somebody.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't believe that the implication was some sort of dictatorship. It sounds to me like he was just saying, I can't run again if I win, because you're only allowed to hold 2 terms as president, and he won't ever give a shit because he won't be in the public eye. Like, that's what it sounded like he meant. If y'all really believe it was a dictatorship statement, okay, but it just didn't sound like that, if we're being honest.
No, I don't think. What'd you say?
I said, let me go next.
Go ahead.
Why are you making that face, bro? I'm just asking. Like,
Go ahead.
okay, all right, you sure?
I'm positive.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make
We
sure.
can kick you off if you want to fucking pussyfoot around it, man. Just get to it. What the fuck?
I'm just trying, bro, because I just got kicked out of another live because I asked to go up, or like
I apologize. Hold on, Paul. I got it. I apologize, Jamie. The reason I got frustrated because in the middle of a conversation, when a person gets interrupted, that kind of makes me throw a side out.
No, I'm just like, let me go next. So like the conversation doesn't spiral to something else.
That's fine. I completely understand. So you do
All
have
right,
the floor.
I appreciate it.
You do have the floor.
All right, now I appreciate it. I'm telling you why I'm voting for Trump as a black man in America.
Yeah.
Cam up. I want to see if he's actually black first. Tell him to cam up.
How am I gonna cam up?
All you gotta do is click on your. Wait, hold on. Let me see. I don't think he has enough followers for it. That's fine.
Hey, problematic. How about you relax and you follow me?
Brother, that's probably not the person that you want to talk to shit right now.
And help me get followers, and I'll do that.
I'm telling y'all, problematic is not the one that you want to do this with right now, because the drop game is on fleek. So, brother, please.
Bro, I'm just gonna have a conversation. I mean, if you're gonna get offended, like, what
I'm trying, my nigga. I'm literally.
Just go ahead and speak your piece.
I'm literally trying to let you speak. Go ahead.
I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, so listen, if you black, you gotta understand that our values, well, I don't know. I'm talking about the traditional, like old school, Southern Baptist black folks style, you got to understand that the culture, the way, the history aligns with the Republican Party, what the Conservative Party views are, right? You got to look at it. Like, conservatives are known to be majority Christians. Blacks are known to be, especially Black women, are the highest group of Christians that are out there. So, and Blacks tend to be very religious, even if you're not Muslim, right? Even if you're not Christians, right? There's a lot of Black people even today moving towards Islam.
How does this align with Trump when Trump specifically said he wasn't a Christian?
Well, it's not about him being a Christian. It's about the values that the values that and the views that the party holds, right? Like
Trump doesn't represent the Republican Party. Trump represents himself.
Well, I'm talking about the. I didn't even mention Trump's name one time. I just mentioned the
This is
conservative.
literally a discussion about Black people voting for Trump, though. And you started your whole statement by saying this is why I'm voting for Trump.
He's within the Conservative Party. He's running off of conservative views, so it makes sense.
He's running on that ticket, but he does not run on those views. As I just stated, he clearly got on the stage and said, I'm not a Christian.
Okay, but again, he's running. Okay, you have a problem. Listen, your bald ass head has a problem connecting basic shit.
I was literally about to drop him. I was literally about to drop that.
I knew that dude. That dude ain't even Black. That's why I told him to cam up. That's a white dude. Southern Baptists.
Oh,
Listen, traditionally, Southern Baptists.
no, look, no. Hey,
Black people.
But-
Southern Baptists. This is a white dude.
Other Black.
bro, I started looking up, are Black women the highest Christian represented? I started looking up shit like I'm fact checking. Oh Lord, dog. When he said bald head, I knew it was over with. I was already trying to drop him, and that boy problematic fast with it, bro. That shit is hilarious, bro. Told y'all, I literally told y'all this is not the person that you want to get into it today. Is it not today? So again, y'all.
Yeah, I got a short fucking fuse. And honestly, that first guy, he already put me in a bad mood. When he really tried to compare a president who was I don't know what words I can say. Unalived, I guess, is the to Sleepy Joe dropping out of the race. I'm like, how are those two the same thing to you? Like, what are you saying?
Okay, TP. Again, like y'all Black men and women keep coming in here and saying that, Trump with hearts. Like, just come up and just tell me why, as a Black man, I should vote for Trump. That's it. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking y'all to BS around the script, none of that stuff. Don't give me these. Don't talk about Kamala.
The internet stuff.
Tell me.
I'm really like that. Come play with me if you want to.
He said what happened?
The dude I dropped talking about, I'm internet tough. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even fucking understand.
Not you, big nose. I'm not saying you have a big nose, but that's your name. But TP, I mean, brother, you said Trump with a whole bunch of hearts. Just tell me why. Is anybody scared of what the heck? Y'all got all this faith in a white man, but you won't come up and say why you're voting for him. Are y'all really under a hive mind or a cult? Just tell me why. Like, my God, like I thought this was going to be, interesting, like cool, like Black man, Black woman. Come
See,
on.
as a Black man, bumblebees start with a B just like Blacks. And the bumblebees, they cost $3 billion, which billion also starts with Black. So therefore, I'm going to vote for Trump because the bumblebees and the billions and the Blacks, it's all about the bees.
Yeah.
There's also a Biggie song, all about the Benjamins.
All about the Benjamins, baby. Hey, man, y'all tap the screen, share the live. Send this to your, I don't know, I don't want to call those men self-hating Black men. Send those to, I don't want to call them coons either. Just send it out. Send it out to the people who are always talking about Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, Trump that. Just let's get them in here and let's have a balanced conversation. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I can play the waiting game. I can keep rambling, but y'all send it out. If you are a black person voting for Trump, all I'm asking is why. That's it. That's it. If you believe in the hashtag, the movement Blacks for Trump, just let me know. Let me know. But please don't come up in here with that nonsense, because you will get dropped. Don't say anything, don't say anything crazy. But just give me your position on why you believe that Trump is the best way to go as a black person in America. That's it. God, Bobby, what's going on?
You know the statement I made when I first came up about the I want the EDD money and the PPP loans again.
Mhm.
It's funny that I'm 56 and I have two grown daughters and then all their friends. So we were having a conversation because my granddaughter's birthday just passed like a month ago.
Mhm.
And I was telling them because that's what they were saying, right? And I'm coming out the kitchen. I'm like, what? And they was like, yeah, because Trump gave us money, this and this and that. I was like, one, Trump didn't give you no money. The Democrats did that bill and he signed it because he had to fumble the ball. That's for one. And then for two, even if he did, there's no reason to give it to you again because we're not in a pandemic anymore. Okay. So y'all need to go study some more before you get anybody's vote line talking about you voting for Trump. But you would be amazed at how many young folks, that's how they thinking.
I just want them to give me one good reason why to vote. Even if it's because you believe, hey, your Christian values align with the Republican Party. Cool, I can work with that. We can have a conversation about that. We can talk this thing out or something. But these dudes just be like, I don't know, he has charisma and Kamala Harris is a woman. And I'll be like, that's it? That's all we got?
So that dude said that, right? And that's the thing, though, about party identity politics and whatnot. Because look, if you call yourself a Republican because of, Christian values and it more aligns with that, that's one thing, right? But like, that's the crazy thing, is that how does a man who has specifically said he is not a Christian get on this ticket, right? How is he the leader of this party that claims to be all about Christianity? And not only is he not Christian, but everything he does is against those so-called Christian values. Everything
Exactly.
this man has ever done is in complete contradiction to what the base of this party says they stand for.
Exactly. And then tries to pander to Christians and even got Christians calling them out, talking about a God Bless America Bible. Miss me with this country is hilarious. But yeah, like again, if y'all voting for Trump, just come up. Zach says, how much am I getting paid? Why? Getting paid on what? Why you want to know how much money I'm making? That's weird. That's very weird. Boy said, how much am I getting paid? We're gonna wait this thing out, folks, because I really want to have this conversation. Y'all keep tapping the screen. Y'all keep getting the engagement up. I appreciate you on TikTok. I'm really gonna try to have this conversation, man. Yeah, they not. I guess they afraid to come up. Some Caucasians have came up. We had one black dude come up, but that didn't go too well. But yeah, y'all keep tapping the screen. We're gonna try to. I'm just waiting. Like I said, I got time. I got time, bro. This will be fun. Or black women. Black women, if you're voting for Trump, just cool. Let's talk about it. Let's talk this thing out. That boy said problem was internet tough. What is that is hilarious. I just find it funny that in the beginning there was a whole bunch of men in the comments talking about whatchamacallit, talking about Trump 2024 and Trump this and Trump that. But yet, when I invite them up, they disappear. Wait, come on, Barbie, let's go party on YouTube says, I'm curious as to know how y'all support Kamala. So this is interesting. Why is it why is it interesting that you would see a collective group of black people support a black woman? Just based on that alone. Well, let me say it like this, because y'all be like, she's not black. So how can I spin this? A woman. Just say a woman. You know, it's been 50 some men. How about just a woman? You don't think that would be a little different? What policies are we voting for? It's going to be the same policies that a lot of people have been voting for. She's fighting for women's rights, right? So that's already going to be a stronghold towards women voting for Kamala. I'm not even saying as a black man you can't vote for Trump. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying why. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with asking the question. Why? The right to choose. So of course that's going to mean yeetus fetus or yeetus clump of cells, or however some women look at it as a life. Some women don't look at it as a life. You know, you got to have grace in that area. Oh my goodness, you want me to say the word abortions, fam? You will not get the honest answer on why they support Trump. Probably not. Probably not. And also, I'll put it like this. Black folks, you got to get on code, because in an interview, probably like 3-4 weeks ago, Kamala Harris was asked about reparations. And she did say that she was down to have a conversation and talk about it. I ain't heard nothing from Trump about reparations. Anybody heard Trump?
I can't remember the answer he gave. I feel like he did.
Where?
I would say it's laughable though that Kamala would say that. You know, I like that. I'll have a conversation. Yeah, sure you will.
Yeah. You know, yeah. You know what I'm saying? What?
The next day, yeah, we had a conversation, and my answer was no.
But you know that bill in California, if it gets to the, I mean, you would, I don't know. That bill in California is some billions right there in reparation. Maybe she could probably, you know, look at that for us. I support Trump because of the foreign regulations and this illegals disaster. Okay. Illegals disaster. Chosen. We got chosen. What's going on, man?
What's good, man? How y'all doing today?
Pretty good. What about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
All right. What you got for us?
What I got for it, man, why I'm supporting Trump is
Yes.
because she haven't told me nothing that says that she's capable or competent enough to be the leader of the free world.
Okay. So why do you think that Trump? Hold on, Danny. Why do you think that Trump shows that he's competent enough to run the free world when he is an arrogant
We
child?
had 4 years. We had 4 years under Trump, and we've had 4 years under the Biden Harris.
Mm-hmm. But you weren't directly under Miss Harris, though.
Okay.
Yeah, but so you saying that
But they did again.
well, one is definitely.
She showed me nothing that she showed me. She had one job, and she could say what she wanted to say. And we saw the interviews when they gave her the job of the border, the border czar. Now they try to clean it up and act like they never said
y'all
it.
know-
You know it was,
Do you
Yeah.
know how that actually
yeah,
works?
one job.
Do y'all know how?
She had
Her,
one job.
do you know how her job actually works?
I know how the job of the vice president, but she was in charge of the border.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Because when you say stuff like that, here's the thing, right? Nobody has experience to run the country until you have the experience to run the country, right? Like nobody. If you've not been a sitting president, then you don't have that experience, right? So Trump had never even been a politician. So he didn't have any experience in the political world at all and got elected the first time around, right?
And when he did,
So hold on,
and I
let
didn't
me
vote
finish
for
the
him.
question. I got to the question.
I didn't vote for him.
Hold on. I'm making a statement
Okay.
to get to the question.
All right.
So Kamala Harris has been in politics for quite some time now. So she has a bit of experience as far as policy goes. So I think it's just a bad argument to say she can't do X, Y, Z. So that's why, again, his
I
question.
didn't say she
Hold
can't.
on,
I didn't
hold
say
on,
she
hold
can't.
on, hold on.
I said she haven't showed me.
Mm.
Right. And that's, again, that's why I'm getting to the question I'm getting to.
Okay.
So instead of saying she hasn't shown you, because I'm sorry she didn't mail you her resume on whatever she's been doing in the White House as vice president, but what do you think Trump specifically has the qualifications to do that you would vote for him? That's kind of the question here. Like, I get it. I don't like Kamala. Okay, cool. But why are you voting for Trump? What has he done to show you?
We had 4 years under Trump.
Right, but what did he do in those 4 years besides sit in the desk? Like, what did he do that you specifically can point to? Oh, these policies I felt really helped America out.
These 4 years under Trump and 4 years under the Biden.
Okay,
Well,
see, so
you're
nothing.
doing
So
the
here's
comparison thing.
You
Go
don't have
ahead.
an answer. You don't have an answer.
So I'm just saying.
You don't pay attention to politics. Be honest. You don't pay attention to politics. So Kamala couldn't show you shit because you don't pay attention to it anyway.
Go ahead, Chosen. Go ahead.
Like I can list all policies. I can go out the first step back. He doubled the child care, the tax, and got rid of the penalty for the Obama. He did a whole lot of things. He did the music monetization act. Like it ain't like that. He didn't do nothing when he was in office. He did policies. He got policies through. Kamala was in the Senate for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get one policy passed. She got one. She tried to push one through and it failed.
Mm-hmm.
So stop talking about she did all these things. Like she did some programs in California, but for the most part, the programs she did to help people get out of jail, but for the most part, DA and her prosecuting offices were full of scandal.
How was it?
She had over 1,000 cases overturned.
Mm-hmm. But I'm letting them keep going.
These are all facts. You can't say that these are facts. My nigga, that's like nobody ever said that it wasn't true until she ran for president. It was never debunked before. When she ran for president,
So here's what
before,
you did again. You're defaulting to
what I did again.
I'm telling you, you're defaulting to the negatives about Kamala, which fine, I understand. We can sit here and point out all the negatives about Trump. What I'm asking you for are the positives about Trump that make you want to vote for him. Now, you mentioned the First Step Act and a couple other things. So I'm asking you then, cool, can you explain for us the First Step Act, what it did, how it benefited society? That way we have an understanding of, oh, this is a policy that had a positive impact, and this is why you think Trump made a good president, right? So you named, like I said, I heard the First Step Act somewhere in there. There were one or two other things I heard you say. So go through them and tell me what those policies did that had a positive impact.
And like you can go Google and look up each policy, man, if you want to know what the policy is.
So do you know what the purpose of a live stream is?
It's not just to get your point across.
I know. I'm literally.
Why the fuck would I go Google shit if I'm having a conversation with you?
Because you sound like you was an intelligent man, so everything that you asking me, you should already know.
But wait. No.
Why does it matter what I I'm asking for your opinion.
Tell me what Kamala. Tell me what policies Kamala
But
got.
wait, Tom. Hold on, brother. The point of us asking that question, I promise you, was not to hear about Kamala. I'm trying to listen to a black man convince me on why Trump is the better
I'm not
choice.
trying to convince you. That's not up for me to convince you. You ask me how I feel. I'm not trying to
Okay,
convince
okay.
you.
Oh wait, don't convince me. Just
Y'all
tell.
trying to convince me.
Just
Y'all
tell.
trying to convince me. I'm not trying. I'm just telling you.
We're not making a counter argument. We're asking
I'm not trying to counter your arguments.
It's common sense. Common sense ain't common no more.
Common sense. What the fuck? Like how?
Okay, listen. We're not trying to convince you of anything. We're literally asking you the reason you want to vote for Trump. If you don't want to give us the reasons, then don't come up here. That's what this discussion is. So I don't need to go Google shit. I don't need to know this. I don't need to know that. We're asking your opinion. That is literally the purpose. And if you don't want to give your opinion, why are you here?
You know, 50% of the black people were able to buy houses under Trump.
Are you black?
No.
So are you? So you're so. Bro, I was going to ask him a question.
Nah, like it's like was like I'm not.
Bro, before I can even ask the question, the nigga got dropped. Bro, that was funny. Because I was gonna be like, okay, so you're saying the economy was better under Trump. That's all I would have said, bro. That is hilarious. Chosen, you gotta unmute your mic. Unmute your mic, bro. Yeah, just press on it. There you go.
Yeah, the economy was better. A gallon of milk at my corner store when Trump was in office was $3.99. A gallon of milk at my corner store now is $9.99.
All right, here goes the stumper question. Explain to me why inflation has occurred the way it has.
Man,
No, if you think the economy was so good, I would like you to explain why
Wait,
these
why?
things have gone up in price.
Wait, why?
Everybody know how inflation works. We know how that works.
No, everybody
Explain
don't
to
know
us.
how inflation.
You explain it to me why. You explain it to me why when Trump was in office, milk was $3.99. Now it's $9.99. Explain it to me.
Do you know how inflation works? Okay, give me the definition of inflation. Give me the definition of inflation. I'm sorry.
All these Kamala lies are the same.
This is not a Kamala.
It's not a Kamala lie.
Yeah, it is, 'cause
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a Kamala lie. Nobody's defending Kamala.
They be like, man, have a conversation, but then they don't want to have a conversation.
I'm literally trying to have a conversation with you, brother. Like I don't know what else you want. I haven't cursed you out. I haven't said you're dumb. I haven't did any of that. I'm literally trying to let you explain why you think Trump is the better choice. Maybe maybe your opinion. How am I get the hell out of here? Because I haven't even been the main one talking. Bye, boy.
Bye,
No, not you, dumbass. God damn, fucking dumbass nigga. I'm over here blocking somebody in the comments, and he think I'm talking to him. And this is the people that vote for Trump. Goodness gracious. I'm over here talking to a comment, and I'm literally about to block the person in the comment section for saying something dumb. And he gets offended. Bye, nigga.
Honestly, I think we should vote for Ronald Reagan. You know how good the economy was under Ronald Reagan? Milk cost like $1.50 under Ronald Reagan. So, like, can we get that economy back? You know how cheap gas was under Ronald Reagan? Like,
I can't, bro. These people get on my nerves, bro. Host is ignorant. I haven't even been doing all the talking. I've been chilling. Go ahead, Kenny. How you doing? I mean, Ken. Sorry.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
I saw the title in the head.
Okay.
I think a lot of black people in general are looking at this as a matter of opinion instead of a matter of facts. Like no one says facts over feelings.
Okay.
How we vote this election has nothing to do with what we feel or what we think. And as black people, one way that we always get played in politics, we get emotional. We get in their feelings, they get emotions, they get their ego, and being rational and going is something we dismiss because facts can potentially make you feel a certain way, but it doesn't discredit or dismiss the fact. It is a fact, you know. In the same token, somebody's opinion, no matter how passionate you are, your action doesn't validate something to be a fact. There are a lot of black people making these wild assumptions to explain how they feel about Trump or the Republican Party without doing their homework and their due diligence. It was the Republican Party that basically removed our history from the Florida education system. It was the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Republican Party under DeSantis that basically made the Mexicans and Latinos leave last summer when the oranges didn't get picked and mansions were not built. It was the Republican Party last year, last summer. They're telling non-white people how they feel about us to our faces because you have these outliers as black men or whatever they call themselves that when they tell you how they feel about Trump or how they feel about the Republican Party, that party is telling you exactly how they feel about us. But people are trying to dismiss that and it's almost like they're trying to interpret. Well, they mean this and they mean that. No, listen to what they're telling you because even in this chat, I dare anyone in the comment section to point out one white tea extremist group or one white tea nationalist group or one white tea white supremacist group that is self-confessing Democrat Party affiliated. I dare you to find one that is saying we stand with the Democratic Party, we stand with the Democratic Party values, and we are backing the Democratic Party. Find one, please, because last I checked, all the white tea nationals, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, the KKK, the Triple K, and every single one of them also profess Republicans. That is a fact. That is not my opinion. And that's why I dare anyone to put it in reverse and say, well, let me prove this man wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, find one. Google is free. Find one online right now that is professing to be back in the Democratic Party. You won't find it. That's why I don't understand black men and how they're sitting there saying, well, I back Trump. Politics are not backing about backing the rock star. It's about backing 4 years of a political agenda. That party has agendas that have nothing to do with Trump. Case in point, it was due to Republican Party members. They just struck down the means if you were falsely imprisoned, if you actually had concrete evidence or evidence that you could use to exonerate yourself, and it is known that you have a witness, video, or some type of evidence to submit. They just struck it down that you are falsely imprisoned, that they will not allow video evidence to exonerate yourself. They will not allow it.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you're sitting in prison, and you say, okay, the witness recanted, and I have another witness that can say that I was at home that day. But here I am sitting in prison because the justice system said, well, one black guy, so it doesn't matter. Just so long as somebody, it doesn't matter. You, him, it doesn't matter. As long as one of you sit in jail, it doesn't really matter. That's basically what they're saying. They just voted on this and basically stated that to get out of prison and prove that you were falsely accused, that they would not allow the evidence.
And where was this at?
Now, tell me who this is. I believe it was on. It came up with the Senate, or I remember reading it. It gave you
But where was this at?
I believe it's the national precedent, so I don't think it's state related.
Okay. So somebody in the comments was asking that question. That's why I was asking. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it was relative to any state in particular. It was a precedent that, let's say, if you're sitting on the road, you will not. So my point is for them to say, okay, that sounds as radical as that sounds to me. Actually, someone has had someone in mind when they said, you know what, that sounds fair. If somebody can actually examine for stuff, let's not accept that evidence. Okay, now watch this statistic. Again, facts over feelings. Black people are 54% exonerated on charges. 54%, meaning our incarceration rate and our conviction rates do not match. I can be incarcerated where my only crime is resisting arrest. I'm going to say that again. It's not people in the comment section probably don't understand the gravity of what I'm saying. Can be arrested where my only charge is resisting arrest.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I hope they understand that. I can literally be minding my business walking down the street, and the officer can basically demand that I show ID to show him anything because I have not been accused of committing a crime. He did not witness me committing a crime, and I am not a suspect in a crime. He can't just randomly ask for my ID. They can't do that. It's not lawful. But if I resist, let's say he grabs my wrist and twists it, and he causes a reaction, just an involuntary reaction. All he has to do is say loud enough in his body cam, stop resisting. And the bystanders who don't know what's going on, don't see him tweaking my wrist, what are they gonna say? Hey man, you would have lived and go home tonight. Stop resisting. You don't even know what he's doing to you. You don't know what he's doing to my wrist. You don't know if he's poking me in my side. You don't know anything.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Isn't the Republican Party trying to bring back stop and frisk? Or is that just that Project 2025 talk?
Yes. No. You are bingo, sir. It is a party focus.
Mm.
Now you look at how that's connected. I'm not allowed to do evidence to exonerate you. But yet, I know blacks are exonerated 54%.
Mm.
Doesn't matter. You're exonerated.
Mm.
Because now you're just going on a shopping spree. Because I'm already on paper over policing your community. I'm already doing that. That's not an opinion, that's documented. I've already been in position since the BLM protests. Not riots, BLM protests. 98% of those protests were peaceful. People forget the context of what they were about. It was about excessive violence, racial profiling.
Mm-hmm.
What was the third one? Excessive violence, racial profiling, and police brutality. Those are the three. That's the whole focus. But if you notice, Fox News shifted the narrative, and Google News shifted the narrative. But what did we see after? All the police that got caught, all the white supremacist agitators, or those that were in allegiance with him that got caught. 98% of all the protests were peaceful, but there were a lot of police officers and people that associated themselves with white supremacy extremists. They were the ones that got caught, but a lot of people didn't see the evidence. But you can pull them up shots because it's public information. You can pull them up shots, and it says white supremacy extremists or white supremacy agitator.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get as a community. This election has nothing to do with how you feel. If that party is trying to bring back stop and frisk, what they're trying to do is bring back an officer's ability to escalate and then arrest you for resisting arrest. So we say it again for people that don't believe anything I'm saying. What they're saying is we want to bring back stop and frisk so that we can keep the incarceration numbers high, but we also want to conviction rate, even if it's based on escalate the situation by presenting a demand, not a request. What's the difference? An officer that's focused on escalating a situation presents demands. Show me your ID now. But yet, if he's trying to be polite, he'll say, may I see your ID, please? When we get approached 9 times out of 10, it's demands placed on us, not requests. And they know the difference. And they choose demands over requests because they know 9 times out of 10 it's going to escalate the situation to where they can do whatever they plan to do.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your license right now. Hold on, man. Calm down. Calm down. Are you all right? You been drinking? You okay? Why are you Raising your voice. You seem a little hostile.
Mhm.
But yet he comes off initially presenting a demand,
Mhm.
not a request, license registration, please.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't want to. They don't want to present the evidence because they know we're the ones that get hit with this stuff. Now, the FBI released a report stating that YT supremacists and YT uh, the YT nationalists and other groups, the number one most dangerous domestic violence groups in America.
Mm-hmm.
That's one report. They're the number one scrutinized domestic terrorist groups that they consider could do the most harm on our soil. The second report was that they've been tracking YT supremacist groups all over the country in the police force. They're recruiting from within the ranks, and they're trying to increase their numbers. We know that they're judges, we know that they're lawyers, but they're really trying to push increasing their ranks in the police force.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody knows anything about their agenda, they want a race war, but they also want to agitate our community. Now, my question is, this is what troubles me. If the FBI can put up a report saying we've been tracking them, some tattoos, we can visually see who's who. Some of them have an unaliving initiation, where you just pick a black person, you can teach them your initiation.
Mm-hmm.
They broke up a cell that was in LA where that was prominent. The question is, if you can track it, why aren't you getting rid of it?
Because they're all part of the same umbrella.
Exactly. Federal government tracks the K, the triple K, but they haven't disbanded that gang. That's one of the oldest gangs in this country.
Mm-hmm.
But they keep talking about track. See, my concern is Trump came to Wisconsin before he supposedly was pew-pewed in the ear, but the stitches report came up. Never had a mark or a black and blue mark on his ear. 24 hours after his never had a mark on his ear. I'll just leave that alone. That's a story for another day. But before that whole incident happened, he came to Wisconsin. His phrase was, I want to give, he was talking about the type of immunity. He said, I want to give the police their power back.
Yeah, I saw that. We saw that.
Keyword was back. I was thinking, what kind of power are you trying to give them back?
Immunity.
He wants to give them the type of power to be. He wants to give them the type of power to be judge, juror, and executioner over people on the street. That's why he said, I want to give them their power. He was speaking to the fraternal order of the police on a national level, and he was speaking to getting a galvanized vote from police all over the country. My concern is that the FBI is tracking what's YT supremacists in the police force, and they know that they exist. I don't want to have a conversation about qualified immunity if you're not going to remove them from the police force, because basically you're saying you would have handed them the keys to the city as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, it's not a conversation of good cops and bad cops. It's a conversation of those that want to wish us unaliving by pew-pew.
So would you say that?
Walk away.
Would you say that black?
And he did it with all of us. They took out.
So would you say that black people's best vote should go to Kamala, right?
I'll put it this way: that vote should go towards the Democratic Party, and her as the lead, yes. But the point is, we're voting in 4 years for political parties, not just a person.
Mm-hmm.
So my vote will be for a more positive agenda, a more inclusive agenda. The Republican agenda is basically saying we're going to put you back on the plantation whether you like it or not. They've already pushed through legislation to give people longer sentences for nonviolent crimes.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically telling us as black people, Negroes, you're very lucrative to us as long as slaves, and we don't want to let go of it even to this day. We want to use the 13th Amendment as impossible to put you Negroes back on the plantation because it's very lucrative to us and the nation and banking institution. We don't give a damn about individual white people only because it was never the point. It was the point about building a coffers for the elite and the banking institutions. They want privatized prisons to be overflowing with our bodies. Because they know when AI takes over 20% of the workforce, where are you going to put those people? Where are you going to put us? They're going to put us somewhere. They're going to put us in these free contracts where we're getting paid technically 10 cents to 25 cents an hour in a privatized prison, making whatever they're going to have us make. And completely left out the technological loop like millions of others. But who do you think they want to go out first?
Mm-hmm.
This is what people are paying attention to. AI is going to absorb 20% of all jobs by 2050. It's going to be catastrophic to the job market itself. The government going to put those people on social services. It will collapse our economics. So what they're going to do is take free labor out of it because it was always lucrative. And it will always be a part of the fabric of what America is. That's undeniable. That's why they're allowing privatized prisons. That's why the 13th Amendment exists to this day. Because as long as you're convicted, you are a slave in America. Not like a slave, not almost like a slave, not slave in quotations. You are a slave.
Mm-hmm.
There are men in Texas right now on cotton fields, plantations, under PQ that have to pick cotton to this day in Texas.
Where
they should not do. Mandalore says that you won't be the last.
I'm in Texas. Where in Texas?
You have to Google it, brother. I was on another live. Somebody looked it up while we were on the live. They were able to say which ones were particularly, which prisons in particular we said that these gentlemen come into these fields.
I will.
But I was on another live. We were discussing the same topic.
I will look.
So
I will look into it.
The one gentleman on the panel actually went to prison, and he spoke about his personal story of it. It wasn't anecdotal. He said he went to prison, and he said when he got out there and realized what they were picking, he said, "I ain't doing this." And he said, "The man over said you can run if you want, but you won't get too far." He said, "You're not the first one that said you're not going to do it." But he said, "I have no problem killing you right in your back." And when I heard this man's story, I was like, how come this is not common knowledge in our community? I didn't know it existed. I didn't know people were literally pinching cotton. But this is what America thinks of us. That's why I don't like listening to people say, well, you know, racism, it doesn't exist anymore. As long as America exists under the capitalistic structure that it has, because it has a hierarchy, there are those on the top. Inevitably, there are those that will be on the bottom. Because racism is the thing. Ism is the construct. That's the matrix. That's the network. And because race is the foundation of it, it's inevitable that the structure of that is going to be based fundamentally on race. So it's not going anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere. Well, man, it's going to be here as long as America is here. And for anybody in the comments that say, wow, I control because of XYZ, maybe you don't realize what the party itself is standing for and what they're saying to our community. They would say, oh, we want to go and we want to send as many people back to the border as we can. Okay. But when you look into who's hiring them illegally so that they don't have to pay the insurance or pay taxes or pay them directly in cash, Republicans. They vote Republican because they're in the upper middle class bracket and they're getting their taxes billed. Or they're in a contract with a $700,000 contract for the mansion, and he knows a percentage of his work group is illegal, but he doesn't have to pay for insurance. He knows they're not in the union. He knows that they get hurt, they'll just get another person, he doesn't have to pay them the same rate as somebody in the union or someone who's professionally in the trades. That they work side by side. They're just as knowledgeable, just as capable. But he knows at the end of the day, if anything goes sideways, the last person they're going to is the police or the authorities because they're not legal. They're going to be quiet. They're going to remain invisible.
Well, man, I appreciate you for coming up, man, and speaking the knowledge. I'm gonna let some of the opposition get in here.
Absolutely, bro.
All right, man. You take it easy.
Take it.
All right. Shemaine says, I'm in. Hey, Shannon, in public. Problem. Guess what? Right now it's your birthday. I'm assuming. Is it your birthday or? Oh, no, it's not your birthday. Oh, let's have the live interrupted a little bit. What happened?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So right now is your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes, it is. I'm a little drunk.
You're a little drunk right now.
Yes, I am.
Off of what?
I took like 3 shots of tequila, and I think I had some Tito's and orange juice right now, so I'm a little bit. Yes, my brain is missing.
You take a nap.
No, I don't.
You need to sleep that out. Go drink some water.
I did drink some water.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I don't know why you would come up here and lie.
Ice cubes count.
Thank you, Problem. See, Problem knows ice cubes.
That's just to cool off the wine or whatever you were sipping on, the margarita and all that.
I just told you. I just told you, Shady. I had a couple of shots of tequila and some Tito's.
You miss me with this nonsense.
They're not edible too, though. But
we're getting in trouble tonight, y'all. They gonna put us down. Y'all didn't hear that, YouTube. Y'all didn't hear that. I do not promote ganja in any form, shapes.
Shannon, I'm behaving myself. You see, I ain't do nothing. You see how calm I sound? Don't I sound like a good girl right now?
Yeah, and until somebody starts talking about black women, yeah, and then all hell gonna break loose.
Yeah, I ain't trying to do it today,
though. You go back and enjoy your party.
I am. Thank you, Shannon.
No problem. Happy birthday, though.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Problem.
No problem. Bye. Hey, y'all tap that screen. Y'all tap that screen. Tap this. Let's see if we get some more of the opposition in here. Because I think I'm gonna end up running this back as well. I'm gonna end up running this back. But y'all tap the screen. Let's see if we get some more of the Trumpers, the MAGA, the Red Hatters in here.
I think, to be honest, when you run it back, I think you're gonna have to kind of you'll have to frame this different to get them in here.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because they feel like it's a setup, which it kind of is, but
it definitely is. I'm gonna just say Trump is trash and see what happens.
See, that's how you'll get them in there. Look, yeah, they'll want to argue with you, so they'll come up to argue with you.
What do you mean Trump is trash? He's trash. Freaking garbage, man. He's the worst president that this country has ever seen. He's a racist. He's a bigot. He has a cult following, right? Trump is the worst thing that could ever happen to America. He's not a true American. He's not a true American. He's a white supremacist, okay? He hates white people. Start saying all kind of stupid.
That'll really get them. Yeah, you say Trump hates white people, that'll get them. They'll be like, what?
Trump hates white people. What do you mean? You know what the stupidest thing that I've ever heard? Is that a dude that's living in the trailer. Hear me out. A dude that's living in a trailer park will be like, don't tax the rich. Nigga.
Don't you know he's about to be a billionaire himself?
Nigga.
He's about to be a billionaire.
You
are ruining his chances at those billions by taxing his trailer.
I'm like, bro, you got 3 teeth. You wear the same drawers, and you talking about don't tax the rich. Yeah, no, you can't do that. You're talking about capitalism. Your cap is at $10,000 a year. You live below the poverty line, and you're talking about protecting the. Miss me with it. You niggas be broke. What are y'all talking about? I'll be like, bro, y'all. But then it's so stupid anyway, because our justice system, our law, it's very unique. I mean, there's a law for there's so many loopholes. So if a person just wants to not pay so many taxes but make a lot of money, he can find he can get a great lawyer, find some kind of loophole through the law, move to a place where it's cheaper. It's so many ways for them to get around there. So it's like rich people know what they're doing, bro. Rich people know how to get away from that shit.
Well, they don't actually care.
Yeah.
The ones who are really rich, they don't care. Like that, like whatever. Like, it's the people who are in that range of 100,000 plus up to 300,000-400,000, because it's a nice chunk of money. And the fact that they get so much taken out, it's frustrating, because it's like they climbed their way up to this middle class type of living, and to see so much of that money get taxed, it does feel unfair. But that's kind of the point. It's like, right, stop taking from people making that much money and take from the fucking billionaires.
The billionaire. It'd be like the one person y'all supposed to be taking, the few people y'all supposed to be taking away from. That's who y'all don't take away from. And this, bro, I don't ever want to frame this the wrong way. But should there even be billionaires, bro? Hear me out. Just hear me out. Should there be billionaires? But then again, can I honestly ask that question? If I was in the position, would I? Nah, nigga. If I was in that position, I'd still be trying to give back to all the black neighborhoods. So maybe my heart just built a little different. But this is capitalism, and you can keep capitalizing off anything you want to.
Right? Like, you can ask, should there be? But I think when you say, I think the answer, in some sense, I think, can be yes, depending on how you get there, right? Like, if you're truly getting there off of innovation and genius and unique ideas, that would be one thing. But the reality is that we know these billionaires aren't getting there like that. They literally, every single one that you can point to, it is through a means of exploitation of others' labor, right? Like even if you are able to come up with an innovative, genius idea, that only goes so far before now. In order to make your innovation come true, it requires the labor of other people. It requires these people to go out and get those resources made to build your item. They're the ones who are doing the physical labor to build the item. The engineers build the machines that constructs your item. Like, whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, I believe that you should obviously be rewarded if you are able to do something that is truly unique and innovative and can move society forward. But at some point, the rest of society has to kick in to really make those things flourish, and they should be compensated as well, but they aren't.
What would you choose over capitalism? Like, what type of, you know what I'm asking?
Yeah. I think for one, the fact is we don't really have true capitalism. I think that's one thing, first and foremost, that has to be discussed, is that not enough people really feel that or looked at the fact that we don't have true capitalism, right? We have crony capitalism. We have a lot of shell games going on. There's so many distorted perversions of capitalism happening that it's hard to examine what true free market enterprise looks like, for one.
So, is there any person that we could look at that who truly has it that way?
Nobody.
Well, because I'm reading the definition. I'm like, yeah, we're skewing the lines between private property, free market pricing, and absolute. We're skewing those. I can see that in real time. Yeah. But I'm okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think truthfully, there are certain markets that true capitalism, I think is fine. It is suitable. But I think that there are definitely areas where a more socialist or even communist approach should be implemented, right? Because these things, just take let's just start at the most basic of things, like healthcare. Why should the health of humanity be for profit? It's a crazy concept, right? But capitalism is all about profit. So there's no way to ethically conduct a healthcare system that is run for profit. That doesn't make sense. It's contradictory. Because if the whole point is to create a profit and have your bottom line skyrocket, that means somebody somewhere is being cheated out of the most beneficial thing to their health.
Why can't we take elements from all three of them? I mean, from three of them.
Exactly. That's my. And
That's
exactly
that's
what
where you
say.
was going. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting to. Is that I think a combination of sorts. And that's why I was saying the initially, I think the way you would have to do it is by starting to, like I said, certain systems can work off of, capitalism, right? Like luxury items, I'm fine with that operating in a capitalist way, right? Because if you want to have the nicest, thing that you don't necessarily need, well then yeah, I'm fine with a free market enterprise kind of idea kicking in, right? Because what else makes sense? Like you're not entitled to luxury.
Yeah.
So I can understand where those types of principles come into play in something like that. But like I said, when it comes to education, when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to food, housing, the basic essentials for humanity's survival, no, those things I don't think should be run off of the exploitation of others. It doesn't breed productivity or a healthy society, in my opinion.
Is there? Do you believe that there is enough money? Well, how do I want to frame this? Is there enough money in the world for people to be able to live above bare minimum? Like, can we implement something where not the cost of living, well, we have to adjust that too, but the minimum wage? What would you say the minimum wage should be for the average American?
So like you're talking about like universal basic income kind of a
yeah, but I'm not like a universal basis right now, but you can level your way up. But like, what should it be right now in the US? What would you say?
I can't think of a specific number because obviously the cost of living is different and from state to state.
Yeah.
So you'd have to take that into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think that there is a sweet spot you can reach where it's a reasonable wage from somebody working an average number of hours so that they're able to contribute and still be able to afford the necessities they need, housing, clothing, shelter, and food, right? Like these things, I think that's what's crazy about all this is that it's like, you claim, oh, well, we need people to work. I'm like, pay them. Most people are okay with working if they're being paid fairly.
Mm-hmm.
What you've seen is people who are like, I'm tired of being exploited. Why should I bust my ass to still be poor?
Yeah.
So the question, like I said, I think obviously it would fluctuate depending on the state. If you leveled things across every state so that housing, all these costs were equal across the board, then you could kind of come to that number more accurately. But I think the real question has always been, not only paying them fairly, but also, not gouging people, extortion, right? Like not charging them insane amounts.
Because what I don't understand is like you raise the minimum wage, but then you raise the cost of living, because when the apartment people find out that the minimum wage has went up, they're going to raise the price. And it's like, okay, well, these people can never get ahead. So where can we balance this thing out to where like, hey, you raise the minimum wage, you cannot raise the cost of checks and balances, bro. Where are the checks and balances?
Well, but that's kind of the problem when, like I said, when you talk about allowing quote unquote capitalism to exist in specific markets, that's the problem. Because yes, you can start to say, okay, we're going to pay these people this much, and all these corporations have to do is say, okay, we're just going to charge more. And so it was completely pointless to raise the wage, and that's how inflation actually ends up occurring, right? Because even though you're pumping more money into the economy, if they just raise the prices on everything, then nothing really got accomplished. So if you eliminate a capitalist market in specific areas, then you can dictate who sets these costs, right? Because then the market, so to speak, is not allowed to determine and set the price. You have a government which ideally listens to its constituents. Its constituents set and determine a reasonable price for things like housing, for things like food, right?
Mhm.
And so then when a reasonable price is set on those things and they're being paid a reasonable wage, then everybody can, thrive and exist in society comfortably.
Makes perfect sense. Why aren't people like you in office?
I'm not good at lying and manipulating and cheating. So
Just gonna
it's
tell
a
me the
crazy
truth.
question, right? Like when you think about it, you have all these,
Like
think about it. Every cabinet has economists and sociologists and all these other people who work for them. But I'm like, why are we not electing sociologists, the people who actually understand how society works? Why are we not electing economists, people who actually understand how the economics work, right? Why are those not the people? Instead, we specifically elect people whose whole agenda is to play games, but all they do is get informed and they reference these people. They hire them to say, hey, what is the best economic policy to go forward? Then they get told and they're like, okay, now I'm going to manipulate that for the public. That's the crazy thing. Like, what sense does that fucking make? Like, why do I need to have you go hire an economist? Just put the economist in office.
Go past the freaking middleman and just go straight to the source. But like, why haven't we got behind a Bernie should have won? Well, let me not say it, but he should have though. We had one job, but under this society, it probably would never work. But do you think that people should start looking more into? I don't think people do research like they should. Even I don't. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'll tell y'all the truth. Like I haven't really looked into an independent. So I think it maybe should it be time? Is it time to start looking? Well, not this election, but maybe the next one after Kamala Harris wins or something. But do you think it's time for us to start actually looking into independents that have other ideas to
Absolutely. It's always been.
stop? But they never get any support though. Zero.
Because there's too much at stake if you let somebody like that get into office, right? Like this is one of the reasons, and people hate me for it, but this is why I say no. I'm all about suppressing the vote. I'm absolutely fine with people who decide not to vote because they'll yell at you. Oh, well, that means Trump's going to win. I'm like, okay, then so be it. Because the reality is that what happens is that if Trump wins, and they look at the voter turnout rate, let's say, for example, that 50 million people voted in the prior election. And if they look at the numbers and they realize that, say, 12 million less people voted this upcoming election, they're going to have to do some real soul searching and be like, okay, 12 million people didn't show up. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? Well, it means that we're better than the other guy isn't going to fucking cut it anymore. It means that you actually have to listen to your constituents. It means that you actually have to put real policy change forward for people to vote for you.
Well,
but as long as you keep voting for them blindly, they never have to give you shit. Why would they ever have to give you shit if they know you're going to vote for them no matter what?
When I said that, because I said it with you here, I said I'm perfect. I said I wish that Black folks would withdraw their vote. Like as a collective group, I understand there's still going to be some Black folks that vote because they're going to say our ancestors fought and died for us. I get it, I understand, but like
they fought and died. See, I hate that statement because they fought and died for you to have the right, not the mandatory. It's not an obligation to vote; it is the right, which means that I have the right to not vote. Right? If the right is to vote, that means that my vote is currency. I'm allowed to boycott. I don't have to spend my fucking money somewhere that it's not wanted or that I don't want to spend my money. I'm allowed to withhold it. But the whole point is that I should have the option to spend my money, not that I am obligated to spend my money. And it goes for the same for voting. The voting is the right that I can vote should I choose to, but I'm not obligated to pick evil. The lesser of two evils, evil is still evil. And the fact that y'all want to try to convince me I should still vote for evil is insane to me.
I agree. So yeah, that's what I was saying. I actually think that Black folks as a collective should withdraw their vote and just say, as a unit, just say, we're not going to vote this turnout. And I guarantee you'll start hearing more talks about, well, what can we do? Now you can start talking about reparations, our neighborhoods, everything. We want to own our own neighborhoods. But if you keep just blindly voting for a side because of one, let the white, if I get banned, forget it. Let the white folks handle the white folks. After this election, I think there should be a mass push of black folks don't vote next time. Unless you're getting some, and that's what Ice Cube tried to say. But they called him a coon.
No, I agree with you.
They called him a
that
coon.
for years, though.
Yeah.
And what happens is that they always push this fear tactic every single time. The same shit you're hearing right now is Project 2025. It is the same fear tactic every time. Well, no, you can't do it this election. Next election, sure, but this one's too important. You've been hearing that for 30 fucking years. It's like, look, the longer, that's the point. They keep doing this because y'all, every single time y'all use these fear tactics that somehow we're going to regress into the most dystopian, post-apocalyptic existence and society that you could imagine if such and such gets elected.
He's an antichrist.
So what do? You vote Democratic. They don't do shit for you again. And then the next Republican comes up to bat and acts crazy because they've realized that all they have to do is polarize their base. And what they've done is literally push away the black voters. And then because of that, Democrats got to say, well, then we can't take y'all for granted. And so that's how they've stayed. That's why it's been stagnant. That's why they haven't really had to do shit for so fucking long.
Yeah, I think see, when people come across with that message, I just find it funny. Like, they didn't even try to listen to Ice Cube. Well, they didn't even try to listen to people beforehand. So, but Ice Cube was trying to say, bro, like, can y'all stop voting? Because or demand something for your vote. That's our biggest problem. And then you got these people saying, I don't care who you vote for. I really don't. As a black person, if you want to do that, do that. But I'm saying at some point, bro, you have to get on code and be like, is it, let the white folks handle the white folks. If we was to all withdraw, they'll be in shambles. Oh, what happened? Well, we lost votes from the blacks. We lost votes from the Hispanics. We lost votes over it. See, look, he said that's not even logical to not vote. See, that doesn't make sense.
Right. See, because that's the thing. Again, there are people who literally study these things. And when you have a mass voting bloc, like the black vote, not participate, they will say, shit, we have to do something different. We have to specifically set policy and agendas that will earn their vote. As long as you don't make them earn your vote, they won't do shit for you. Why would they? Why should they?
Okay. Miss Dan, you can come up because I don't understand what you're saying. Because what it looks like you're saying is that it's not logical to not vote.
And as far as the person who said that Project 2025 is not a fear tactic, it's a fact. No, whoa. Please.
Oh, I don't know what that was.
Jesus, okay. So it is a fear tactic because when I say a fear tactic, what I mean is that y'all are presenting the worst possible scenario because Project 2025 is a idea. It has not come into law. There's no guarantee it will come into law, right? Because just like any other policy, it still has to get passed through several branches of government before it becomes codified, right? It's not just something that they get to slap on the desk first thing on January 6th and be like, okay, boom, here's Project 2025. It is a shit ton of policy that they're going to have to get passed through the House, right? They're going to still have to go through these processes. So when I say it's a fear tactic, I mean because it's not going to take place day one. Not everything in it is going to take place, if anything in it even takes place.
Go ahead and unmute yourself, Miss Daniel. You got to press the little mic. I muted you. Just came up with some noise in the background.
I'm sorry about that, man. I'm at work.
You're good. So you said it's not logical to vote?
Yeah, that's not logical because if you understand the purpose of voting, see, I don't get lost in the sauce with the presidential voting. I don't give a shit about that. What I care about is who's running my state, who the prosecutors, who my senators, who my representatives. That's what I mean by it's not logical not to vote because these are the people that's making the laws. the judges, all those people are the people we should be concerned about. Fuck Trump, fuck all that. I ain't studying it. I don't care about that. I'm worried about who is running my state and who is making these laws.
So you're talking
That's
about
what
on
I
a
mean
more
by
state
it's not
level, we could.
logical not to vote. It's
No,
not
no,
logical not to vote.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on. Let me mute you real quick. It does make. Okay, I get what you're saying. That we should vote more on a state level. That people should get more educated on the state level what's going on. But still, even from them, you still should demand something for your vote instead of just giving it to a person. And we need something written on paper that says that they're going to do everything in their power to do this, instead of just getting up there saying, oh, we're going to try to do this, that, and the third, and then you vote that way and they don't give you nothing. So it goes beyond just the president, even on the state level. What the fuck are they doing? Our neighborhoods are still fucked up. Wait, hold on, Tom. You just said 100%.
100%.
But
I do. Trust me, I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
But I think it's more important for us to talk to people about who's representing us so we can get the things that we need and the things that we want instead of telling folks don't vote. Like,
I don't think that's
not smart to me.
I don't think that's what I was doing. I was saying I was more so saying demand something for your vote instead of giving it blindly. And that's what I was saying, brother. But go ahead, problem, because I see you keep on me.
But even if he is saying don't vote specifically for the president, right? Withholding your vote from a presidential election, that's not speaking to what you say you're speaking to. If you say you're speaking to state representatives, local judges, local prosecutors, then him saying withhold your vote for somebody running for presidential office has no bearing in that, right? We're not talking about that. So those are two different subjects if that's what you're truly trying to address.
So your argument is, and what I heard specifically from both of you gentlemen was withhold your vote.
From the president.
The presidential election.
From the presidential election.
Okay. So and as smart as both of you gentlemen are, you both understand when you say don't vote, most logical people are going to think in all elections.
But we were specifically framing the argument about the presidential election.
Everybody is not as smart as the three of us on this live.
Okay, but that's so we have to be real quick. I understand what you're saying, but that's not a logical assumption. That is an illogical assumption that less intelligent people may make. But I think to frame it as if this is the logical step you would deduce from that, that's not a fair statement. That's not logical because that's not what anybody is saying.
So what you're saying is the point that you're making is people can disseminate from what you're saying about withholding your vote. The majority of people, so let's be honest about it. The majority or the minority of people will or will not understand the specifics of what you're talking about.
Literally the 21 people to 78 people that was in here today literally understood that we've been talking about presidential the whole time. We haven't even broken down to state, but none of that. We've been talking about the presidential election. So when I said that we need to demand something for our vote, that was specifically said to the president. But even on but if you want to take it to the state level, right? Again, we could take it there and say, hey, get something for your vote instead of just voting. There's nothing wrong with that statement. Have something written on paper that say that they're gonna do everything in their power to do this, instead of just saying, oh, this pandering ass person trying to represent black people, but it's the same pandering ass group of people that's been saying that they're gonna do something for black people, and yet our neighborhoods are still trash, our cities are messed up, everything. Okay, so ain't it about time we say either we're not gonna vote until they give us something for it, or to just completely withdraw and force them to do something? Why would I just give it to you?
And so let me ask you something. You make a very good point. We have to do things, we have to ask for things and get things that we need, right? So when do we do that? When do we start doing that?
Now. what do you mean? Like we can do that now.
So this is what I mean. So let's just say all black people don't vote this time, right? We just hold off on the ballots this time.
And
and we have 4 years to prepare. Who is going to provide the leadership for what we're asking for in the next term? Because see, we can talk this shit all day long.
Brother. You say who is providing leadership for us right now? Every representative every representative that you ever but wait. Every representative that you've had, brother, every representative, let me mute you real quick. Not to be rude and mute you, but let me mute you. Every representative that you had is white. They don't represent you no way, except Obama, right? Obama. Whether you believe he did a good job, bad job, whatever. Every representative you've had is white. Okay, and y'all and we as black folks have just been giving those people our votes, whether it's Democrat, Republican, and they have not really done anything for black folks. So all I'm saying is that if you were to withdraw your vote as a collective group, they would see the voter turnout and be like, man, what happened to the black vote? Like, what can we do to make them vote this time around? Oh man, we came too close to losing to the Democrats, or the Democrats saying they came too close to lose to the Republicans. What's going on? They start seeing that, hey, the black vote was beneficial. What can we do to get that back? So now as a collective group, you moving in a unit saying, we need this. We want to run our own neighborhoods. We got Asians taking, I apologize. How can I spin this? We don't own our local neighborhood stores. It's always another ethnic group or race or whatever running the stores. Our roads are always messed up. Our neighborhoods are messed up, and reparations, some type of reparations, to compensate for redlining and the damage that was done through certain laws that was passed, a whole bunch of things. But yet we're just giving it to them because they say that they're going to do this and they haven't done anything. Let me ask you, what do we lose as black people if we sat down for 4 years? We already the bottom of the barrel when it comes to everything collectively. And we've always been overcomers. What do we lose? Think about that on a grand scale of things. Everything's already bad. What do we lose if we just say this one time so we can get something, we withdraw our vote? What's the problem with that?
Because if Trump wins, we're going to be in fucking chains, and
we already in chains.
Everything that the civil rights movement put forward, and so neighborhoods will be on fire, and doom and gloom and destruction.
So continue to be facetious and make these kind of jokes. Cool, right?
So I'm going to be facetious. That's exactly how people talk, as if we're slowly to vote. Trump presidency, because guess what? We had a Trump presidency. What happened? You're still here. You're fine.
So the point that I'm trying to make is the point the brother made specifically about not voting. You know, Trump only won the first time because black people didn't vote. Okay. And we still didn't do nothing. Like, that was an opportunity right then to make a plea to do some of the things that you're talking about. Like, where was y'all at then?
I've been saying the same shit for years. We were talking about
people weren't organizing.
Like, it's a whole bunch of people that's been.
Here's what happened. The Democrats did what they always do. They ignored your vote. You know why? Because they didn't see a voter depressant. They didn't see people withholding the vote. Because Hillary technically won the popular vote, right? So they didn't see an actual need to cater or specifically address black people's issues and agendas, because they didn't lose the black vote because they won the popular vote. They lost in overall electoral votes, right? So they didn't need to make a big change in their plans and how they addressed the election, because they didn't lose 10, 12 million voters.
And I'm still saying the point that y'all making, that was an opportunity then, instead of talking about what we're going to do going forward.
What? Now you lost me,
Did
brother.
I speak in English? Did I not just fucking explain that exactly? Like, what?
I'm lost. Can you try again? Because now I'm.
Okay, let me ask you this. How long have y'all been preaching this whole your vote stuff?
I've been saying this for 4 to 5 years, bro. I'm only 28.
All right. What about you, brother? How long you been saying hold your vote?
What year are we in? At least 12 years, I believe.
Yeah, okay. So I'm 52 and I live in Georgia. All right. So I've been hearing the same playbook from my educated brothers, and it just don't seem like it's panning out. Don't seem like nobody want to put any work toward.
Nobody's listening. I can't force you to not vote. If I preach, if that's like a person preaching the gospel and a person not accepting Jesus Christ. Okay, all I did was preach the gospel. It's up to you to receive it. Okay, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't say, hey, we've been doing the same thing over here for years. Maybe it's time to try something different. If the people don't do it, right, that has nothing to do with me. That doesn't mean you stop presenting the idea. I can't control whether you vote or not. That don't even make logical sense. It just seems like you're not putting the work. But if I don't vote and I'm standing behind what I'm saying, then that's as far as I can go.
But if you don't vote and you're standing behind your principles and nothing's happening, what good is that?
You keep trying. What are we talking about?
Let me put it another way. If I say I'm going to boycott Nike, and I've never bought another pair of Nike shoes, Nike does not give a fuck about my money.
Absolutely right. They do not.
But if 20 million people boycott Nike, now Nike is forced to listen. So what we're saying is that yes, we've been saying these things, but if nobody listens and nobody does it, why the fuck are they going to change anything they're doing when they see that they're still getting your money?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And the reason you're not getting anything for your vote is because you're a pawn. They got you right where they want you. Just keep voting for us, and we ain't gonna do shit for you. So if I'm telling y'all, hey, the only way things are gonna change is for you to withdraw your vote, right?
So you mean in general, you mean in general, people are pawns? Because I haven't voted for presidency in the last 2
Yes,
years.
the collective group of
I don't care about who ran for president.
The collective group of people.
I worry about all those things.
The collective group of people, as I'm speaking about black folks. The collective group of black folks are gullible when it comes to voting, and they'll vote one way, which is why you have stigmas on us talking about, oh, y'all just got to get off the Democratic plantation because they ain't done nothing. Where do you think that stuff comes from?
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that talking point because it's not backed up by anything that's sustainable.
Listen, all I'm saying, listen, I'm gonna try to say this as respectfully as I can and as best articulate as I can. I'm sorry. If you voted Republican and Democrat, and both sides ain't been doing shit for you, why the hell do we keep voting if you're not getting anything in return? Wouldn't the logical sense be to play chess and not checkers? Withdraw your vote as a collective group of millions of black people. Have them come to you and say, hey, what happened? Why aren't y'all voting? And you can present your ideas as a collective group and you force their hand. Because if it's one thing that both sides want to do is win. So they'll be forced to try to do things for certain, they'll be forced to try to do things for blacks specifically, such as reparations, cleaning up your neighborhoods, reinvesting, giving you something for the damage that was caused by certain laws that was passed against you. I don't know. I have no other way to explain this the best way that I can. I don't know what to do for you to understand.
What I'm not saying is that I disagree with holding your vote. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we aren't presenting something for black people to say, hey, let's do it.
That what I'm
Because it's all-
presenting,
it sounds
what I'm
all it
presenting,
sounds like is a bunch of white noise. It sounds like a bunch of white noise.
brother. If
Because again,
what else?
saying,
Hold on, Dave.
people-
What else? What do I present? If I present facts and evidence over a time period that these parties have not done nothing for you, but your voter turnout has been good, and I put that in front of your face and say, hey, we keep voting, they're not giving us nothing, so withdraw your votes. That is the best. That is the only thing that I should have to put in front of your face to get you to understand you ain't getting nothing for your vote. What else? What else do you want me to present? Do you have any ideas how I can make this thing pop off? You got any ideas for problematic how we can make these things pop off?
No, absolutely. There's always a way forward.
Okay.
There's always a way forward, but what it takes is the right person saying the right thing. I don't give a shit what it's about. It takes the right person saying the right thing.
Okay, give me
And number one, and first of all, like I agree with Ice Cube when he first said it then, but Ice Cube ain't the right person saying the right thing.
So who needs to say it? Do we need Obama to say it?
I don't know if he would even be effective saying it.
Okay, okay. So can you point me to the people? Who are the people that you have in mind?
The more I think about it, the more I consider it. When you said it, Obama may work. He may work.
So I need to get so you know what has to happen? That black.
But he's not going to do it because he's been president. He won't do it.
So what would have to happen is that first you make a movement so big, you spread the message, and you get black people to join it, and it reaches those ears. I don't have direct line to Obama. You don't have direct line to nobody in here has direct. And why does a movement have to be one face? That's how we failed in our community as a collective, because there was always one face part of identified with the movement, and that person gets assassinated. Right? That's the problem. The movement has to be the group, not the person. You put Obama out there. Oh, Obama says this. Follow. No. Black folks as a collective have to get on code. It don't even matter about Obama. It says we the people, not we the former president. We should use that motto. Take that, that statement. Make it mean something. We the black people will withdraw our votes because y'all ain't giving us nothing for it. And our votes are just expected. It doesn't have to be Obama. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be any type of freaking black politician. What's the dude name? Ben Carson. It don't have to be none of them. It just has to be enough black people willing to take a stand, millions, to say, hey, we're not voting this time. Matter of fact, don't even say nothing. We all having these conversations. We know what it is. We speaking in code, and then on that, when it's time to vote, they see that 8 million. They see that only a couple of 100,000 black folks showed up and voted. The black turnout was trash. That will make them come to you. Sometimes to get what you want, you have to stop doing for the enemy. I don't know what
as you just said, it don't have to be anybody of significance. It can start with a small drip. We can start right here.
But you were speaking out against me saying.
No, because I said it's reckless to tell people not to vote, especially when you don't understand what's going on in your state. I said that at the very beginning. I think it's reckless to tell people not to vote when you don't understand what's going on in your state.
But people knew
in your local politics.
But it was already contextualized that we were speaking about the presidency. But you thought that I was just speaking in broad. You
And then
thought
the
that I was
conversation
speaking in
shifted.
broad to say don't vote at all. Nobody else there wasn't one comment in my comment section that said, no, I don't believe it. It was just you, because everybody that was here have been here. We were stuck on only 20 to 30 people in the live. You know, the ones that stayed around for this portion, and we were specifically speaking about the presidents. That's it. And they knew that.
Well, I was thinking on a broader scale, bro. I was thinking on more than just the president.
No, I think people should get involved. But if you want to, Problematic is very involved in his local town hall meetings in his city. He wouldn't tell. I don't think even he would tell somebody something stupid like that. But when it comes to voting for a specific presidency and we haven't got anything, bro, maybe it's time to start, hey, retracting your goddamn vote so you could get something. Because we ain't getting nothing. What have they done for us? Nothing. And yet, you know, I think it's more damaging to actually tell people to go out and vote. Go out and vote for what? What am I voting for? No, seriously, think about it. Think about that, bro. We've been voting, and nothing has changed. But yet, black folks go out and vote. I don't know why I'm voting, but go out and vote for this person. I'm not going to do the research on them, but go out and vote. You're not getting anything for your vote, but go out and vote as a black person. Just go out and do it.
Because we don't understand the political power structure. We don't understand that. We don't understand that the House and the Senate make the laws. That's where voting makes a difference.
Here's my question to you.
You're not.
So here's my question to
Make the
you.
laws.
Here's my question
So
to
they
you.
sell.
Hold on. You're saying something really important right now. You're saying something really important, and I want to key in on that. If your belief is that nobody understands the political structure, yet you're telling people don't withhold the vote, participate in something you don't understand, this is why we are saying people are getting manipulated and used as pawns. You're telling them to actively participate in a system they don't understand. So first, I would say maybe some education is necessary. You can't tell these people to go out and vote when they don't know what the fuck they're voting for, why they're voting, and who they should actually be voting for.
Yeah, I think I said that in the very beginning. I think I said that.
So then my point is, how is it irresponsible to tell people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, hey, hold your vote until you either get something for it or learn more about what you're doing?
So the responsible thing to do is people need to learn the power structure of politics. That's what we should be telling people. Understand how this shit works. And understand why they don't want you to vote, why they trying to change the laws of voting. Because that's more powerful than actually telling people don't vote.
No, because like you're contradicting. If the vote is so damn powerful, then they need to start giving us something for it.
I'm not disagreeing with you about
But
that.
you're all over the place. You're literally all over the place. You're all
I'm
over
not disagreeing with you about getting something for your vote. But what I'm saying is it's more important to understand the powers of the political structure before you start asking for shit that you don't know what the fuck you asking for.
You don't think black folks know what the hell that they're asking for? They bro.
I'll tell you what.
We go in circles with this guy. I'm done having the conversation. It's just going in circles.
Tell me what you'll ask for outside of your neighborhoods.
I would want black folks to get a steady paycheck through reparations, not all at once, or something that ties them back to the actual land, getting paid off the land for their reparations as a collective group, right? Whether that looks like no taxes, whether that looks like something coming in every month, something. I am more focused on reparations for black people because of everything that was done to black people. That's what I would ask for. I don't even care about nothing else. I don't.
And that's good. I'll agree with you on that. I'm with you 100% on that. So then we have to get people to understand what it means to have House representatives and senators that believe the same thing we believe, so they can write up the law so that somebody can sign it into law, and then we can vote on it.
Okay, but until a person believes what we believe as a collective group, then don't vote.
Okay, man. We just won't vote.
That's if I'm not if I'm talking to
We
these
just won't
politicians,
vote.
these people in positions of power, and now one of them are on the same goal and agenda for blacks as we are, they're not getting down with the program, then you don't get the vote. You don't on a state level. What I see. All right, brother, you have a good one.
We'll
You have
just-
you have a good one. Because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. I've explained it multiple times. I'm done, bro.
Yeah,
I promise.
that's why I was like, I'm done. It's just going in circles. Like,
I've said this. I don't know what. I have no idea. I have no idea. But then you're telling me to go out and vote. Go out and vote for what? For what? Go ahead, brother.
Hey, Shannon, what's cracking, man?
Another day in paradise.
That's usually what white people be saying, like,
It's another day of
Another day in
paradise.
paradise, man.
all right, yeah, I'm not voting for Trump, but I hear and I can understand why a lot of cats are voting for Trump. I mean, one idea is that it's a symbol of strength. Like, you know, from what I hear from a lot of people that are liberal or progressive and everything, whether it be on this app or in person, a lot of stuff is emasculating. And they really, even James Carville talked about how, like, the left really hasn't done a good job of defining or helping define masculinity. And if you continuously hear that it's bad, it's toxic and everything else, you're going to go for anything that goes to the opposite of what you've been told. And this has been going on, I'd say, at least for a good 4 or 5 years.
You say that's what you hear on the other side. That's what black people are saying. That
Whether it be black, white, yeah. Yeah. Whether it be here, even you look in Western Europe, saying the same thing, even in Japan, Korea, etc. That's why you have like this rise of strong men in different countries, or the rise of, you know, people saying, hey, we're done with like liberal politics and everything. Even in like places like Iceland, like Norway, like nice places in Norway, Sweden, people are done with that, man. Like the soft parenting, soft governing type of approach. People don't want that anymore. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. And then I get labeled as a misogynist, or I get labeled as X, Y, and Z. I'm like, I'm glad I knew myself, because easy, I'd be like, you know what, F y'all, I'm just going to go to the other side. I don't like Trump, and I don't like it toward what he's done and what he stands for. But the thing is that if you really want to get people to go on the side of saying, hey, we can listen, we can understand, you got to reach them where they're at. If not, if you talk at people, or if you label people, then they're just going to run the other way. And that's what we've seen what's happened.
Mm-hmm. So you're not voting for Trump. You're voting for who are you voting for? You voting for Kamala, or you voting independent?
I'm voting. I'm writing in my own answer. I'm in Texas.
I'm in Texas.
It's a red state.
We all in Texas.
Oh, yeah, you in Texas? Yeah. So you know how it is. Like, people keep on telling me, it's like, well, if everybody votes for Kamala, then I'm like, yo, I know my state. I know it's like about 9%. It's not like how it was back in the day with old girl Ann Riches and everything like that. That's done for now. I know, I've read the numbers and everything. I have the luxury of going about and say, hey, it's not up for grabs. I can write in who I want. I can write in 50 Cent if I say we need change or something. But it's my prerogative. I know who I don't want. I know who I talk about that shouldn't be in. I would definitely toot the horns on that. I like Colin Allred and anything like that. But when it comes to president, my vote only counts for popular, and popular won't matter. So I have the right to say, you know what, I'm writing whoever I want. If I was in Ohio, it'd be different. North Carolina, it'd be different. I'd actually write in Harris, even though I don't like her politics. And I didn't like it even when she was running for president in 2019 and 2020. Mm-hmm. My guy is Andrew Yang, and I distinctly remember her laughing at my boy. I'll never forget that. She ran a bad campaign too. It was really bad. Even people on her staff, they quit on her and anything like that. So, but once again, that's 4 years ago, and it's a new day. It's a new dawn. And
so let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were responding to me, but I think you were, because I had said us getting paid from it was just the reparations I did, and I actually got it from Omega. I thought it was an actual great idea of how reparations could be implemented to black folks, the descendants of slaves, FBAs, or I know people don't like that term, but I'm specifically speaking to descendants of slaves, right, in this conversation. So if you get mad, I don't care. I really don't. Not today. Now, with that being said, you said that that's not going to happen.
Here's what I said with reparations. I am pro reparations, but the way going about it is different. Reparation for slavery is fool's gold. That's like a half court shot. That's like a full court shot backwards and blindfolded. I don't think we should go for that. We should go for the golden three. We should go for redlining. That was established in the New Deal in the 1930s. We should go for Jim Crow. And also we should go for the GI Bill. And I say specifically start with the GI Bill because it's already a bill that's out there.
But those are all a window of slavery because they didn't want you to be free to begin with. All of those things.
The thing is, but the thing is this, the issue is of actually implementing it. Like if we go with slavery, you're going to have people come out the woodwork saying, well, oh, I was a descendant of slavery. Oh, I'm 1/10 black. And people are going to start going to 23andMe and everything like that. And then also it's pretty far back in history and it's a lot more difficult. If you go with the golden three, it's within the 20th century. It is still a legacy of slavery. It still loves, it still would target FBA and everything. And then also this documentation is there, and also the research is there as well.
But the documentation of actual families of slavery they kept as well.
True,
The last names that a lot of us have, that's actual real documents as well. So why couldn't they go that? They have that information. Am I tripping?
No. I see what he's saying on this because what you have is when you have hundreds of years and those bloodlines have spread so thin that it gets difficult to qualify who's eligible for what at that point, right? But he's saying when you're kind of sticking to more recent things that are better documented, more recent, it's more concentrated on who should receive what, because obviously you can still look at the way the housing market impacted today, right? And it's not going to be as loose as trying to determine the market value going back hundreds of years. So I get where he's going with this. It makes a lot of sense. I think it is a more approachable angle. It does make sense. So I do get that. I get what he's saying. It makes sense. I'm with you, Shannon, but I think from a government standpoint and the way this country works, you have a better chance with the means that he's talking about.
So the golden three.
Yeah, real quick. Let me address this one guy real quick, and I get petty sometimes. Let me explain this to you. A vote for Trump is a vote for Trump. A vote for anybody else is a vote for exactly that person. You will not guilt or shame people who vote third party or choose not to vote and say it's a vote for Trump. No, a vote for Trump is a vote for Trump. Because let me tell you something. If Kamala loses, you could easily say a vote for Kamala was a vote for Trump. That's how dumb that shit sounds. Anything that is not a vote for the winner is a vote for the winner by your fucking logic.
I'm about to say that. I was about to address that too, because people keep on saying the same thing. I'm like, yo, if you shame people, this is what makes people go to the other side and say, you know what, I'm never gonna even F with this other side because you're going about shaming folks. When you shame folks, they go run to the other side and everything. But like, and going back to the reparations thing, is that I wouldn't see it as cash in hand. I would see it as in a triumvirate of schooling, business, and housing. And you put into that way, especially when you look at, let's say, the GI Bill, it's supposed to be schools and housing. And if you add in like the idea of the entrepreneurial aspect, I think that, and you have to sell it to where it's saying that, all right, for the people who are going to pay taxes, like, people who say, well, I didn't do anything about it, this isn't me. All right, you know what? If we want, the inner cities and everything else to be actually fixed up and everything, this gives people a feeling of being a part of the U.S. through schooling, business, and housing. And this will help out overall and lift all boats and everything. This is what I truly believe.
Explain the business aspect of it, because I think I understand what you're saying, but at the same time I don't.
Yeah, I would say that, if, as a form of reparations, saying that, grants for businesses, there's entrepreneurs, there's a lot of black entrepreneurs that if you look at, let's say, there's really an article talk about why aren't there 5-star chefs that are, that are black, that are barbecue people, like the pit masters and everything.
Mhm.
Because who are the people that do barbecue? And we've done barbecue ever since slavery times and everything. That's us. But you look at a long history of, not giving any, money or loans or credit for, these businesses and everything. And that's what's crippled a lot of our entrepreneurship and ingenuity. Yes, we did have black banks and everything, but a lot of them, either their charters were denied or weren't able to get federal FDIC approval and everything. So that stifled our society in general and everything, especially in black cities and everything. So being able to say, hey, you know what? All right, we have a lot of black entrepreneurs. Not only will you give them money, but also give them training to where that we can have actually a lot, better businesses and everything. And I think that helps out in general our society because that's businesses that's what's it called, talent that's tamed. And if you unlock that helps out in rising, a tide will rise that lift all boats and everything.
Okay. I was off. I ain't gonna lie, but I was off. I was thinking that you were talking about businesses that benefited from slave labor, that black folks would be tied into those business getting a check, because I've heard this idea as well.
And I think that it should be and it shouldn't just be the government paying back. It should be the Chase banks. It should be Wells Fargo's. They should actually be a part of that as well. I remember, what was it? USAA was trying to say, oh, we're helping out black businesses, everything else, and get rid of what happened, and let's get past it. It's like, all right, hey, show me my money now. Like, I don't need your words or anything like that. No, you can couple your words up with, walking the walk as well. And I think a lot of those insurance companies and everything, they need to pay up. I would even go as far as saying African countries as well. If I was a lot of African countries like Ghana or Benin, I would say, you know what, as our sorry, we would allow you to apply for citizenship in our country. Some people say, ain't nothing, but no.
Ain't one person already doing it? Who is already doing it?
You got Benin that's doing it. They just signed something about 3 or 4 months ago.
Somebody else is doing
And
that.
Ghana's been doing it for the past 30 years. They've been doing that.
Oh, they've been doing it for 30 years?
Yeah, they've been doing it for 30 years.
I had no idea. It became news to me over a year ago.
Yeah, because that's why, like, Kwame Nkrumah, he went to like University of Nebraska in Lincoln, and he was a Garveyite, and that's why you see on the flag, the Ghana flag, you'll see the black star, because that's paying homage to the Black Star Line of Marcus Garvey. And they're like, nah, like during the 50s, 60s with the revolution and everything, he was like, nah, like, we need people to come back, and that helps out with building our nation. And that's why they made it to where hey, if you want to come back, we do have that program to where you can come back and be a citizen. I've seen few people, because I lived there for about 4 months, and the lady that was the head of our group, she was Miss Teresa. She was from the U.S. and she went back there, got a citizenship, married the local and everything else, and went from there.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think, I don't think cash should. Well, no, I'm not gonna tell black people how they should get their money back. My biggest fear is recirculating the black dollar. That's my typical concern.
Mm-hmm.
Is circulating that money back so it doesn't go back into white hands.
School, businesses, and houses, and now get it to where that people will have a piece of the pie and be even more tied to the land and everything. But especially with the business aspect and even the schooling aspect, I think that would be just shoot for those three, and then it'll shut other people up to say, oh, you're going to give the money, then it's not going to be good. It's like, no, like if you do, I believe if you do it like that, I think it would be a lot more viable and palatable to some people that are against just giving out checks and anything.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't disagree. Go ahead.
Good information, brother. Shannon, I'm gonna dip out. I'm falling asleep.
I was actually finna end it. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, as always, thanks for having me up.
No, thank you.
Take it easy.
You too.
All right, man.
All right, man. You have a good one, brother. Good seeing you. All right, bro. You have a good one, bro.
All right, man. All right, Shannon.
Good night, everybody. All right, YouTube, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging with me today. Tomorrow we'll be opening up the panel on YouTube. And we'll be discussing. I might just be on that energy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Y'all know how I'll be going off on these self-hating podcasts. No, Miss Eve, he wasn't saying black people aren't capable of handling. No, I was saying it, and it wasn't him that said. What I was saying is recirculating the black dollar so it won't go out of our neighborhoods. Like, we control our currency. Like, we reinvest into our own communities if we were to get, this type of reparation set up. So no, black people are definitely capable of handling their own. But my thing is also, you do know, if they approve reparations for black folks, they're going to find a way to get some money off of that reparations. That's the problem as well. They will get some type of taxes cut off of it, where they get a tax off of it. They're gonna find white folks gonna find some way to get a piece of that reparations pie. That's all I was saying. But anyway, man, y'all have a good night. Y'all stay safe. Y'all be blessed in Jesus' name.